All right, let's make sure that we're firing on all cylinders here. Checking the Twitch. Stream is active. Perfect. And YouTube, perfect. All right, let's make sure that we're firing on all cylinders here. Yep. Well, where's that coming from? Twitch. Oh, it's coming from YouTube. Okay. Well, it doesn't realize I'm trying to do this from the. I'm just trying to go to my channel. Why am I not able to get my channel? Is it? Nope, I'm on it. Weird. I wanted to get to YouTube Studio. All right. Liam, how's it going? Just squaring things away. All right, perfect. All right, we should be good. All right. Hey guys, I'm the Nerd Doctor here to diagnose what's wrong with your RPG game and here to help you fix it. Today we're just going to be diving into just the DC20 Forge's kind of updates that are going to be coming up for the 10.5 updates. I'm just going to kind of give a timeline of when I'm going to be kind of focusing on different aspects of that without giving too much away because I know it's not released yet. All right, I just remembered this was tonight. I'm still coming down from the anxiety of writing my first web novel chapter tonight. There should be nothing anxious about that. I mean, I can understand the anxiousness to release and share. I understand that. I understand that. I can't relate more to a concept than that, if that's what you're talking about. Because when I create something, like when I'm doing the chapters for the module, or when I made DC20 Forge, just the anxiousness of like wanting to share, wanting to show people, very much get that. But if you want someone to read and review, feel free to send it over to me, Liam. You can send it to support@dc20forge.com if you like, and I will go ahead and I will give that a read for you. I'll give you an honest review. I'll tell you what I think. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the patch notes. So I'm not going to be showing that on my screen or anything like that, just because as I mentioned to you, I'm still under an NDA, so I can't share a lot of specifics, but I can give you a general outline. So let me pull that up right now. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so timeline. The first thing that I try to do when I'm doing these changelog updates is just get through the book, because one thing I am allowed to do is I am allowed to update the rule changes in the actual physical digital book that I have, and getting that info there, and then the other stuff can kind of come a little bit later. Like I can keep certain things hidden, like from the spells page, like all the new spells, because we've got a ton of new spells that have been added. There's been plenty of updates to spells. Some tags have been added. Typos have been fixed. So I just kind of have to go through that one thing at a time, and it's just going to take a bit to get through all the spells, as always. But the first thing I'm going to do is update all of the wording changes in the digital book. I want to make sure that matches first, because once that matches, I have something to refer back to when I'm working. And then once that is done, let's see. So timeline wise, I'll add the 5th level stuff. So it'll be book and then 5th level. Because right now, what I have is you can choose a talent at 5th level. I know you can choose a talent at 6th level, so that doesn't have to change. I do have to add the path progression. So I'll update the 5th level that all the classes are get, and I'll update the talent and the progression for level 6, so that those are all squared away. Because the subclass stuff with 7 and 8, well, those will come up in future stuff. But The only other thing that I can say that will be correct right now will be actually level 8, because level 8 gets a talent, it gets a path progression, and 2 ancestry points. So that one will be very easy. Yeah, so those will be the first 2 things. So update the book, update levels 5, 6, and 8, and then I will go through. I'll go through the classes. That'll be my main focus. Is anything that needs to be updated in terms of the buttons. I just want to make sure the classes are fixed and working the way that they're supposed to. And then I will dig into maneuvers and spells. Maneuvers will take me less time, so I'm trying to focus on the shorter stuff, and then spells will take me the longest. Just adding the new ones will take a bit of time. Updating old ones will obviously take a bit of time. So those will be my first things, and then he removed things like Grandmaster and Legendary Multiclass until the Prestige has been added to the game. For me, I feel like it's an extra step for me, so I'm not going to remove those things. I'm going to keep those in there. Couple of steps, hazardous hide. Is that something I got rid of? Do I still have hazardous hide? Let's find out real quick. Ancestries. Beastborn. Is this, yeah. And it sounds like something that I would have gotten rid of in a previous update. Natural hard shell, shell retreat, camouflage, prowler, cold, fire, short. Yeah, so hazardous hide is not in here. So that has been added back in. So that'll get added in too. That might be something that I quickly add in there. Easy peasy in between stuff. And then, no, don't have to worry about that. And then specific property updates on equipment. Yeah, that'll be a quick and easy fix too. So spells will probably be the last thing I do in order of things that need to get done. Let's see. Do that once I have first 5 heavers. Yeah, sound good. Look forward to reading them. The number of new spells under or over 40. It looks like over, but new spells. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. All right. I don't think that's giving anything away. If not, I hope he doesn't get mad. I hope he's not watching. Looks like we have 42 new spells. That's what I can tell you. That's a good teaser. I don't tell you what they are. I can't tell you what they are. But some spells, there's been some removal of some spells. So net, can't tell you. but yeah, some spells have been removed, and I don't know. Yeah, some have just been removed. Others have just been removed from certain spell lists. Net. So less than 40 net. Oh yeah. Okay, perfect. Well, then I accidentally removed it too, because I shouldn't have removed Hazardous Hide if it never should have been removed. But yeah, giving you an order. The order is going to be fix the book stuff. That's the most important thing for me right now, just because I just want to make sure it matches, so that if I go and work on stuff and people, if they refer back to the rules, I want to make sure they're referring back to the updated rules. Because sometimes what I've noticed I've gotten in the past is, if I go and change something, a good example was infusion cost stuff, and it needed to be updated, so don't get me wrong, but like some of the infusion costs and wording and stuff like that, like people were looking at the old magic item PDF, and so I had the new one, so I had the updates in there, but people were referring to the old, and so I went back and I worked on the book to make sure they matched and everything like that. So I'm gonna update the book first because I can do that before .10 fully releases, and he's given me the go ahead to do that because that takes probably I wouldn't say most amount of time, but it's like once I make something coded, it's easy for me to hide. But if it's just going through and typing like that can take a little bit. But I can go through and make the spells and make them hidden, depending on how long it takes them to get .5. I honestly don't think that I'm going to get through all of these updates before 10.5 comes out. But if I certainly am able to work on a few of the things, have it ready, and then fully release, then I can do that. But there's no change log, so it would be hard for you to go find all the necessary. You'd have to read through the whole book again to find the changes in the digital rulebook. But if there is any person Coach will be okay with getting a leak, it would most likely be me. That's fair. That's a fair statement. Yeah, so the quickest stuff that'll be done, that I think will be done, tomorrow. It's hard for me to say. Like, it definitely, this update definitely won't come out as quickly as the last one, just because I'm working on the home renovations, and basically I don't have like that full weekend free time to devote to doing these updates. So I'll be pretty much waking up in the morning, working on stuff until I have to go over to the house and start working, and then as soon as I'm done for the day there, I can go that. So I'll be able to dig in a little bit more on Friday night, and then parts of Saturday, and parts of Sunday. Sunday is one of my D&D days. Tomorrow is one of my D&D days. So I got this a little bit at a time where I could have, like, this would have been nice to have there was just a little mix up before, so not blaming them at all. But if I had had this like a week ago, I would have been much better prepared for the release. So little bummed to get it like probably a couple days before you guys will have it. But anyways, something I do want to show off today is I've been working on this, and I'm going to show this to you, Liam. I'm going to make sure, actually, I don't know if I can show it on here because I haven't updated it yet. I don't think I can update it. I don't think I can show you. Yeah, no, I can't show you. I haven't updated it yet. I haven't published the site yet, as I'm still just working through some of the bugs. But one of the things that I have done for this custom class builder, just to show you the thing that I've been working on, is so you have this interactive button now, and on this button you'll be able to check off, unlimited uses, or if you have a certain number of uses per long rest, so that you can kind of regulate some of those things. There's a selection menu. I just happen to make a shaman subclass or shaman class. I know he's going to be coming out with an official one. I was just playing around with a concept that I needed to basically flesh out how I wanted this custom builder to work. But now, like, let's just take the monk for an example, or the shaman class for example. What you're going to see with this is I can know a certain number of these. I can know 2 of these at once. I can have only 1 active, kind of like monk stances. Like, you only own 2, have 1 active. So there is a character creator choice where I can choose from the full list, and there's a character sheet choice where I can choose from my knowns. And so here are all the choices, and in each and every one of these you can add an effect. Now, this isn't fully done yet, because what I want this to do, for example, is I want to say, oh, this gets a skill mastery cap. Great. Which one is it going to affect? Well, I want the player to be able to choose, so I need to have an option in here that lets the player choose. But for an instance, like the elementalist, or the elemental, let me use a different one. The mage, like the mage will be like, oh, you mage, you choose a spell list and choose a spell list from a class, and choose a spell. it'd be like it is. And so when they have that thing bound, that'll be in here. And I'm just trying to think, do I have that ability? Spell list, attribute bonus, combat, attack check, spell check. Add language. The linguist. That'd be fun. I'm not sure how much utility it would have though. So yeah, not in here. So like this is where I've been playing with it, trying to get it to expand. As I'm making this, I'm exploring the different ways of which how to add these mechanical effects to the game, and to the custom character creator, so that when you go and create your class and basically select it in characters, for instance, that when you go to this, and you can't see it from this level, but you get to come in and choose this time, Now, this isn't how it's going to look in the end. Like it's much more beautified at this point. I'm very close to having it done, but it'll be, the custom character builder will be working in such a way where, however you imagine building a class and how that impacts your character sheet, you can pretty much set that up in the character class custom builder. Come in here and it'll automatically have buttons, and if it changes your PD, AD, or anything, it'll automatically all be in there. FYI, I may be slow on my responses for a couple minutes. I'm doing my rounds right now. No worries, man. Do your thing. Most of the time, these chats are just. Oh, you know what? I don't even think I posted the link in the. I'm gonna throw it in the announcements. I don't think I posted the link for today's stream in the Discord. Dumb me. I'm gonna copy that and at everyone. At everyone. Jeez. Oh. Forgot to post about tonight's stream. Oh, so much going on in my life. At least you remembered. Well, you probably also are a subscriber and got the email notification, Liam. All right. Anyways, back to dev updates. All right, so while I am working Shaman test, so things the spells, so many spells. We've got 42 new spells and gonna be removing a few. Definitely gonna take a strategy session in order to work out this timeline. But I can imagine, just looking at what I've got for the change log, how long will it take for me to edit the book? It shouldn't take but an evening, in my opinion. Just some renaming. Thing is, the changelog they give me, it just is a shorthand, and then the only problem I have with it is I then have to go look at the actual specific rules and see what they changed sometime. But yeah, added a 5th level expert features to all classes. I am looking forward to checking that out. Let's take a look. I can't show you anything, but I can give you my honest reviews. All right, let's see. Let's pick a class. DC20 classes. All right. You know what? Why isn't the Artificer ever in here? The Scion's in here, but the Artificer isn't. I might have to reach out. Does he have a level 5 feature for the Scion? I'm only seeing 1 and 2. That's to be expected. I didn't expect to see a level 5 feature for that. All right, let's take a look at the Wizard. We got a level 5 feature, level 1, level 2, level 3, Portal Mage, which, yep, we knew those. Level 4, Talent, Path Progression, Ancestry Points, yep. Level 5, Expert Wizard. Okay. Easy, easy fix, easy change. Ooh, no, that's easy, easy. That's already kind of there. And then, let's see. You can add. I'm just going to say words, and you guys can fill in the blank. Spell tag, area. Okay, okay, okay. That's just fill in. That's no there's no editing stuff in there for me, so that's easy. Level, I mean, wizard's easy. Wizard's easy. Some of that's already built in. Let's see. Who else? Who else we got? Let's see. How about a sorcerer? That one's gonna be. I can imagine that one being an update. Let's see. Level 5, expert sorcerer. Following benefits. That's easy. That's easy. Ooh, okay. Less easy, but shouldn't be much of a problem. That should be relatively easy. You no longer need. Ooh, okay. That's just typing in. No code there. And one more. Okay. 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 That should be easy. Sorcerer's easy, wizard's easy. Oh, that's just a type. Okay. I was like thrown back because I was reading some of the titles in here in this Notion. And I was like, wait a minute, what does that mean? But it's just a classification. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. Let's see what we got. It's barbarian. Let's check the barbarian out. Barbarian's classic. Okay. So, barbarian, level 5. You gain the following benefits. Makes sense. Okay, that's easy. Ooh, ooh, less actually not as easy. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Let's just say it has something to do with the rage button and how that works. And how that works when you hit level 5. There'll have to be an and coding. Or sorry, an if coding. If level 5, then X. Or no, wait, no. For free. Hmm. 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 I'm gonna have to look really closely at how the button works. Let's look. Let's look at how the button works. This will be a nice tease. Nice tease. I know I got a barbarian in here. All right, here we go. Barbarian, get in, my man. All right. So we got the button. We got the button. We got action points. We got the button. We got action points. We got resources. How does this work? Okay. So cost an action. Caution SP. That's what I thought. That's what I thought it happens when you enter Rage. Okay. Let's just say that at level 5, that's going to be different. That's going to be different without giving anything away. Upgrades, people. Oh wait, I didn't mean to shrink that. Okay. So, that's a good note. It'll be you know what? I actually am glad that they're going to, as much as I love all these actions, like I love all the ideas anyway, I am looking forward to seeing a number of them reduced just to take up a little less space. Um, so that'll be nice. Oh man, you know I'm not gonna lie. Every time I'm in one of these, like I work in so many edited sheets that I don't actually spend a lot of time in character sheets that actually have all the information in it, and like this one for example, and it's maybe it's just me, but I just find it so like visually appealing when I'm looking at the sheet. Maybe I'm just weird, but I love the color schemes that I've put in here. Um, these mana meters and these resource meters were a bitch. All right. Anyways, back to Barbarian looks good for that one thing. That's just type in. That's just type in. Ooh, oh no. Okay. Those are code. Okay. All right. Checking off the Barbarian as something that's going to take some coding. Champion, level 5. Gain these benefits as an expert champion. Easy. Ooh, less easy. That's going to take some code. So far, when it comes to coding versus martial characters versus spellcasters, right now there's more coding for martials. And that's just a typo. Yeah, that's just type it. All right. Back to what do we got now? Commander. I know everyone's been talking about the commander. What's the commander going to lose when we go to dot 10 or dot 11, right? How's he gonna finagle it? Commander's call, range, easy. Easy. That's just easy. Maybe some code. Maybe some code. Let's type in rally. That's code. That's code. Yeah. So far, the martial characters are out coding the spellcasters. I never would have thought that. Do you have a lab version of the website just for dev testing? That way we can test the PDF expert before making it public. A lab version. No. I don't technically. Like my quote unquote lab version is me working on it until it's not me working on it until it's what's the word? Until I publish it. That's essentially my lab version Onyx. But what I can do for because you're talking about the monster exporter, right? What I can do is I can add in on the encounter page, because this is where I had planned on putting it in the encounter builder, is I can put it would go on here where the monster cards are. I think because so much is gonna with the initiative changes, we're gonna eliminate this DC basically. We don't need the initiative tracker or difficulty stuff. I kind of want to see this, but I can put like a PDF button here, and what I can do is I can set it so that only you and I can see it, because you have access to the GitHub, and honestly, I think you'd be able to put it in there. I think I'm not 100%, but he's back. Yeah, I can put a printable thing in above the like PDF exporter right above it, just a button that's on there for you and me. That way, only you and I can test it for the moment, and that way you can play with the code back and forth, or and this will be kind of revealing some secrets to you, but I can invite you. I can add you as a collaborator. And I'd be trusting you, trusting you with the secrets. I mean, you're already a part of the GitHub, so it's not like a big stretch. But I can add you as a collaborator. That way you can work on it. At the same time, I'm just trying to log. I'll talk to you tomorrow about it. We can go back and forth about some ideas about what's the best way to do it. Just because of the software I use, I'm not really sure how it works with adding collaborator. I have to look at it in a little bit more detail. Is all. But let's back to the updates. All right, I've been through the Wizard, Sorcerer, Barbarian, Champion, Commander, Druid level 5. Level 5 is usually seen as like the most significant level in the game, I feel like, in a lot of cases. Like, I know you get your subclasses at 3 typically, but I always felt like level 5 is when you started feeling like more competent. I think that's definitely going to be different in DC20 than D&D, just because DC20, like, you just feel so strong at level 1, but that's just my thoughts. All right, Expert Druid. Number of domain spaces. Okay, okay. That's just a type up. Type up. That's a little bit of coding, but should be easy. When you spend, you can increase the number by 8. Okay. That shouldn't. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit of coding. I have to see it when I type it in. Oh, okay. That's a little bit of coding, but that should be easy. Wild forms. Ooh, okay. Easy. That's easy. Range of. Okay, easy. That's just type in. When you use, you can spend to enhance. That should just be type in. I'm gonna have to look at that though. I'm gonna have to look at that one. Druid has been one of those classes that like just has so much extra stuff to it. Yeah, no, yeah, no. I'm just not trying to like give away trade secrets or anything like that. But like, I trust you, Onyx. You know, we've been working on this. You got the GitHub, so obviously I trust you. So I'm not overly worried about it. I'm just want to know I just need to understand the logistics of adding a collaborator to my software, just from a price point for me, as I know I can do it, but I just don't know. I basically bounce back and forth between different tiers in the software I use because I try to keep my cost to a minimalist, and obviously the more I edit, the more it costs me. But um, so last couple months, I've been able to keep it pretty minimal. But when changes like this come on, and I'm working on some big functional changes, like I have been with the custom class builder, it takes a little bit more, and I just don't know if I bounce back and forth if that affects my collaboration ability or not. I just have to understand it. Is there a way to create a custom wild form list for custom classes? I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, Liam. When I think of custom, like right off the bat, wild form in general is custom. And you can save those custom with the current wild form model, as I understand it. Is like, I mean, I know we wanted to make that a thing before, and I'm pretty sure we did. Assuming nothing's broken on it, it should still be working that way. But create a wild form list for custom classes. I'm not sure what you mean by that. If you mean like a custom class gains wild form, I mean, I'm not sure I would do like just from a pure like, and this is just me who's just identifying things like certain classes get certain things. Like when if you're making a custom class, it should be pretty unique in terms of like what your level 1 and 2 features are. Because if you're making a feature that mirrors another class, or you could just be one of those people who just like sees it and goes, you know what, I feel like this is good, and I want to use the foundation. Like I know D&D Beyond has that. Like they go, you know, I want to make custom class based on this, and then they go and use that structure to change it. I mean, you could do that, but I'm not really sure. Basically, like making our own beast traits. Okay. So you mean like custom beast traits? I believe, and I may be wrong about this, but I believe if you like wanted to make like the way that it works, and maybe it just doesn't factor in custom ones, and that's maybe something I can change. But just giving you a for example, ancestries. Like if you wanted to create a custom trait, so I just brought you here because I'm thinking through it, because it's technically not an individual thing. Yeah, I mean you could create them. It'd be for a custom ancestry, but if you mean for, yeah, no, it's a great question. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna add that to my Trello. Um, like just thinking through custom traits, custom wild form traits. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to think through that one. I'm gonna add it to my Trello though right now. It'll be a back burner thing for sure. I'm not sure where I would put them. is the short answer, and that's just what I have to think through, because you can obviously make these custom traits, but the custom trait would be a part of an ancestry and not as an individual trait. And then would that trait, like if you did another custom trait, could you pull that from existing ones? You know, but yeah, I'd have to think through that one. That's a good question. That's a good question. Have a good night, man. Don't worry. All right. Let's get back to, I want to see. All right, Hunter. This brings us to Hunter. Level 5, Expert Hunter. I do like the way that they did these classes. I do like the way that they've kind of structured everything. I really do think it makes a lot of logical sense. Like here's your level 1 and 2. Here's your level 1 features actually, because they're going to be getting rid of the level 2 features. It'll be interesting to see how they do that with the hunter, because I know the hunter and the sorcerer are a little bit different in that regard. Which I know he's going to make me work, because I'm going to add in some of these features and just be like, all right, well, how does this go? Let's see, Hunter's Mark, help die, increased. That's just a type in. Ooh, that's code, but easy code. Yeah, that's gonna be something that's gonna be changed. You know, I don't know how I feel as a guy who's got to do all this coding and I'm updating, and then I know I'm gonna have to change a bunch when they take away the level 2 features. Because some of these level 5 features have to do with level 2 features, and those aren't gonna be there. So I might have to sit down and talk to him just to say like, hey, like, how long is it going to be for? Because if .11 is going to come out pretty soon, I could be putting in a lot of work to have something I'm immediately change and do. Well, again, like in the the hunter right now, as is, it does look like the easiest one to update. The only problem I have with it is just as I was saying, like one of the level 5 features has to do with its level 2 feature, and that level 2 feature is either going to be removed or it's going to become part of its level 1 features. And if it's part of its level 1 features, then it's easy, no problem. But if it's not, what am I going to do with that? All right. What did I click? Cleric. Ah, man. And maybe this is just because I am a fan of gods in TTRPGs. And I'm going to say this, like, I think it's almost, and maybe this is just me, but I feel like it's almost a must to take my level 2 talent and multi-class in cleric and get 2 domains benefits. And I know at the end of the day it's all even, but I just feel like that's like going to be one of my defaults. is like I play I, here's what I play. I play an assassin rogue in one of my games, and one of the hardest like I was just doing a DC20 build version of him, and one of the hardest decisions I felt like I was making is like he's like his gods are the light and dark and the order and chaos, and I was like trying to decide between the light domain and like if I'm gonna do the light domain, I'm gonna do the dark domain. If I'm gonna do the chaos domain, I'm gonna do the order domain. Like I'm not gonna mix and match them. Like I want it to be I want that duality. And I just don't know which one I would do. Like when you make a spell attack or spell check, you choose to give yourself advantage, but you must also roll on the wild magic table. See, that's the only thing is like my guy's not a spellcaster, so chaos might not suit it, unless I take some path points, like to get something like invisibility or something, which totally something my character would do. Order once per turn. When a creature you can see within 10 spaces makes a check, you can spend 1 AP as a reaction to remove all instances of advantage, disadvantage. So both of those are cool. Both of those are cool. Not really that assassin feel. But light, when you produce an MP effect that targets at least one creature, you can force one target of your choice to make a might or charisma save. When you produce an MP effect. See, so again, light would be something that I would need some sort of MP effect. Dark, your mastery over shadows grants you your supernatural sight. Ability to hide yourself from other creatures, you gain the following benefits: 10 spaces dark fit. See, that's really useful for my character. Is that dark one. Alright, anyways, level 5. Level 5, level 5, level 5, level 5. Oh, this one actually might be super easy. Easy. When you use blank, you can spend blank to enhance blank. Yeah, that'll take a little bit of coding, but shouldn't be too bad. The rest is type up. Rest is type up. Yeah, I can't. I would love to not redact, but I have to. I am obligated. I have signed my life away to redact. But I don't know. Maybe it's fun for people. For the people who know, it's probably fun. For the people who don't know, they're probably like, I hope he just slips up at some point. But like, it's just like, and again, this is just me being like, I love all the choices. I wish I could do them all type of situation. So I'm really liking the expert concept of like those ones you had options at the beginning. You have more now. Like you get more of those options at level 5. Like that just makes sense. Because they're all cool. Like you sometimes you just want to sit there and be like, I want all of these. And yeah, the Spellblade looks pretty straightforward too. That's type up. That's a code, but it's super easy code. Following or changed in the following ways. So that seems like a type up. I almost feel like what will end up happening in some of these is the class features as written, like in the character sheet, will be replaced. Like the level 1 features are replaced by the level 5 features. I feel like that might make the most sense in terms of my coding. And I just knowing you, Onyx, I feel like you'll be in the same boat because I'm using the example of the Spellblade here, but it's like, okay, you gain additional blank. I'm sure you can figure that out. And the following are changed. Okay, so if you have one of these, it's just changed from this to that, and it's just better. Like instead of me adding like all these feature cards, I feel like what I'm gonna end up doing, and I know this is gonna take a little bit more coding on my end when I'm updating these level 5 stuff, I think it's just going to make the most sense for the ease of you just being able to follow your character sheet when you're in that class page. Is that, like, I know there's a few things I need to fix in there, like in the class section. Like, let's just, I'll pull it up just so you can see what I'm talking about. If you can't already see it already, but my Spellblade, my Nerd Doctor is the Spellblade. Haha. So yeah, class section. So in the class section, we've got all these things. Now, a few things that are going to go away. This thing, I've been having trouble getting rid of it. I don't know why it pops up. But this does not need to be here, this subclass selection. That's my talent. These are going to be reduced in general because you no longer have that second class feature. So you're just, one of these is just going to be a class talent, and the other feature is going to be gone. Cool. But like this, like instead of adding a level 5 Spellblade disciplines, I don't think I'm giving anything away. I mean, for an example, instead of adding a level 5 Spellblade disciplines, if this was being expanded, I would just add it to here. You know, simple. If there was anything being changed about the bound weapon, I would just have it change in here. Like, it gets leveled up. It's like, and if anything, what I might do is I might put bound weapon 1, dispel disciplines 1, and then put bound weapon 5 with the V, like Roman numeral, and then Spellblade disciplines 5. Like, if something's just going to be upgraded, if anything's going to be upgraded, then I feel like I will just change those there, because I don't want to have like another, like, Spellblades level 5, a spell disciplines level 5 feature, a spell disciplines, or bound weapon level 5 feature that shows up down here. Like, that's just wasting space. And even this, I'm not sure how I feel about the layout, because I almost feel like I want you to be able to quick skim everything down here. And I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to rework class features, because I like the feature cards, but do you, like, if you're a user and if you're watching this right now, please tell me what you think of this. Do you like the spell cards, or do I rework it so that when you're in class features, you can do a quick skim and you can just it's just a bolded name, but then the description's already written out? Or do you like the view? And if you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment, let me know. I'll put this as a vote on Discord too, because I do genuinely want to understand if this is like what people like, or if it would be better as something that is not a spell card. And honestly would probably make my life easier from an editing perspective for custom class stuff too. I don't want to really finish that if that's the general feeling I'm getting. When I did the Foundry expanded, I did the if feature name equals Hunter Strike. When this upgraded version is added, it would remove the old version and replace it with the upgraded one. Sure. And again, it probably wouldn't be hard for me to put it in here. I mean, the problem what I have, and this is the only reason I did it this way, is some of these are pretty long. You know, so like if I had bound weapon here and all of this underneath it, you know, this scrolling page could get pretty long. So that's my only argument for. But at the same time, I almost wish there was like a quick shorthand version of this in here, because I think D&D Beyond did that. I think that like they did like a very shorthanded version of it. I'm actually going into it right now. Going to my character, one of my characters. View. They and features and traits. So yeah, so they did something super short, right? But then if you clicked on it, you'd get the whole thing. Healing light. masking many faces. Yeah, like, oh, maybe that's not a good example. Eldra's versatility. That's pretty long. That's pretty long. That's mostly written out. So it's a long scrolling page for the most part, and they didn't really shorthand a lot, but they just broke it up into like here's class features, here's species traits, and here's your feats, and so that you could self-categorize all of it in there, which is kind of what we do. Like, I mean, ancestry traits have their own thing, so they are separate. And you know, one could argue you could combine it and do it the same way. But I gotta put that to a vote. I gotta put that to a vote. Maybe include another button, call AI summary, which summarizes the feature. Yeah, yeah, could do that too. Like, just find a way to have it automatically shorthand everything. But then if you click view whole description, I don't know. I gotta put it to a vote. I gotta see what people like. For me, I could go both ways with it, which is part of the problem. Because I don't want you to endlessly scroll to see all your features. I want you to be able to find it quickly, and I feel like at least this way you can find it quickly. Standard. Yeah, I feel like this way you can at least find it quickly, but I don't know. It's hard to say. It's really difficult for me to say. Anyways, I want to jump back into not revealing secrets. So that was the Spellblade. I haven't had a chance to actually look through the class level 5 stuff yet. Warlock. Winter Warlock. The Warlock is one of my favorite classes of all time. Like, there's just something, and I'm not a glutton for punishment, but there's just something about like being held to a pact, and like that just is fun. I think what it is for me is it just gives my DM a tool, a way to, and maybe it's just an easy way to give my DM a tool to nudge my character. Or give them, I think it's an easy way to give character dilemmas, right? Like, your god asked for this even though it's against this. I like dilemmas. Like, tough choices are the name of the game for me in D&D. All right. Expert feature upgrades to blank, blank, and blank, and blank. I'm sure you can fill in the blank. When you use blank, you gain blank on this to do this, and that's pretty much all typed up. Some coding here, but that's all easy. That's all easy. Yeah. Man, it's just so simple. Like, I feel like in D, like, I'm just comparing it to D&D right now. When you upgrade, when you get to level 5, I get an extra attack. I get this. Like, it doesn't, like, I feel like you're this just expands on what you can already do, and it just makes sense. Like, I could not see when I first started looking through all this, I could not see the multi-class concept very well. Like, into my head, I was just like, there's not enough choices across the board. You're almost like, by the time someone's level 20, they're gonna be multi-classed against all the classes. It was like the thought that went through my head, but like, it just makes sense. Like, and even if you do multi-class, I think it's only gonna add so much. I'm looking forward to .11. I won't have to program as much for the game. I feel bad for everyone who has already began adding stuff. It has to remove them, though. You know, it sucks, but for me, it was a trade-off. you know, like there's obviously there's so many people who are obviously trying to make something like this, who are trying to make um, you know, the character sheet, you know, the D&D Beyond of DC20. Like there's so many people kind of in that same boat of trying to create that, that it was to, like if I did this, if I waited to .11 to get this started, I don't think I would have this as made as it is in time for the full release. And even though there's some pains in the ass for reprogramming and updating, it's worth it if I'm setting, if I'm the go-to. You know what I mean? Like there's I'm not trying to. There's obviously a competition. You know, the first one with the best software is going to be the winner at the end of the day. And I'm not trying to make it a competition. More options is always better. People are going to have their own preferences. And there's some people who may look at mine and go, that's not for me. And there's some people who will look at DC crits and go, that's exactly what I'm looking for. And vice versa, you know. So, you know, everyone's going to have their preference. So, and I certainly respect that. And so there definitely should be more options out there. Like my site is built for running campaigns. Like if you want a simple character creator, I think mine works great, and I think it has a lot of options. But my site was built for the custom builder. My site was built for the people who like to make custom creations, people who like to run campaigns, track their campaigns, do the worlds. It's for something more fleshed out. And some people just are not going to vibe with that, and that is 100% okay. They just want a pencil and paper, keep life simple, and that's cool. Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I've definitely gotten ideas from other creators, like just I heard when I was doing my market research. I didn't open there, so I never looked, but the 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 concept of a session calendar, and honestly, this probably isn't as fleshed out. It's a little bit bigger than I wanted. I could probably make it a little bit smaller, but like, and I don't know how many people use it. I would love to hear feedback on people's using it. And it supposedly, I haven't tested it. This is my problem. I have a habit of making features I haven't fully tested. Oh, and you can hide it. Yeah, you can hide the calendar. um, but I would love to know how many people use the session calendar for planning. And and I don't see it in here, but there should be a way. Let me check something. If I clicking that does something. There should be a way to export the event. Plan and download calendar file. Yeah, so, you know, I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this right now. You know, I have a session planned for tomorrow. I'm not technically the DM, but I am technically in this one. So tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Plan for 4 hours. Plan and download. Let's see if this works. And it's more matched for mobile, so I don't know if that does anything. But I just want to see what it opens. I want to see how it works. I don't know why I didn't know this before. Why I haven't checked this out before. It opened my email, so I don't. I don't know. What did it do? It just opened my email. Is it trying to go to my calendar? You can't retrieve your calendar events right now. Okay, upload from file. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. I think I figured it out. It did try to go to my calendar. That was the thing. It tried to go to my calendar. Import. Okay, okay, okay. Let me check my calendar. Okay, calendar, session, 7:30. It worked. Okay, look, it works. I have to. There's a few extra steps in there. It doesn't like sync to my Google Calendar or anything like that. Maybe I can work on that in the future, but it worked on my Outlook. All right. Anyways, wish we could give feedback. Just don't have the time or people or the people. No worries. No worries. I just went through that whole test and it was awesome. Live. So if anyone watches this, now you know how to plan a session. I know you couldn't see it from once I left the DC20 Forge, but when you open it, it will take you to a calendar. I have to test it on my phone. I'll test it mobily next time and go from there. But anyways, it's around that time where I got to wrap up. So look forward, and just to recap real quick, the first things that are going to be done in the next coming days is I am going to get the digital book updated. That's going to be the first thing that is done. The second thing is I'm going to do a lot of the small fixes. I'm going to get level 5 up, level 6 up, and level 8 up, because those ones, as far as I'm concerned, are done. So those will be all updated. Then, you know, some updates, the small things that just need to be updated on equipment, ancestries, just a lot of little stuff. Then I'm going to dig into the character updates and how they affect the character sheet, one class at a time. And I will do dev updates after I finish each and every one of these things so people can see. And then I'm going to dive into maneuvers and then finally spells. Just because it's going to take the most time, I just don't want to be distracted by everything else. I'm going to dig into that last. Timeline, I expect 2 weeks. I'll update. I'll give you, as soon as I dig into this weekend and see how much I get done, I'll give you a better update at the next live stream, Eastern Standard Time at 9 p.m. So thanks for listening, guys. Stay clever.